So definitely not how you want to go out, you know, to end a career or whatever. You know, being hurt and that having to be the way that things end or whatever. But like how was that for you? Of course, I mean, shit. This what we work for our whole life, and then you know to have it go down like that, it's not.
Yeah, I mean that part was, you know, that's the part you can't really control with football. So that's why me, you know, now as a coach and just when I played. It was literally like every day, this is, because you never know.
Right.
So that's why every time you get the opportunity on the field, you got to turn up like it could be your last game. That's why, you know, from the point when I told you sophomore year maybe in high school that I'm like, man, that's what I want to do. I took it serious. Yeah. So I didn't feel like I cheated the game, you know what I mean, at all. It wasn't really a lot of regrets that I had because I felt like I really, as far as putting in the football and doing what I done that the right way. You know what I mean? So for me, it was just, now let's go to the next chapter. And I always wanted to coach, but I thought I would be coaching like, you know, 35-year-old coach later on. But, you know, it just kind of fell into my path you know, that year I had to get surgery. And so I was working at the offseason. I just know I'm like, man, I don't really feel the same as far as getting back into it.
Right.
And, you know, I actually just took the opportunity literally and just sent myself out to a Division II school, man, a small school. So I'm back at UT training.
Yeah.
The same game that Spoon got me on the sideline. So I'm back at UT training, and I had the opportunity to be a GA at UT, and then this is just me at the time. I'm like, man, I ain't might be no GA, man. I can coach this thing myself already. That's just me at the time. You know, I'm fresh out of the league, so I'm like, man, I'm gonna go ahead and go coach. So I actually went to a Division II school and actually became a wide receiver coach. And so I retired. I didn't really retire. Actually, I'm rehabbing. I'm back at UT rehabbing in like March, April, May. Coach Frmr was actually back. He had just got a knee replacement. So we were actually rehab for like a month together.
Okay.
I was at UT and got my last little surgery. And so I'm rehabbing like, man, I don't know if I feel this. He's like, man, you know, you should coach. So he actually set up a meeting with the coach who was actually there during the time. It was Butch Jones. And I'm like, man, that's cool. I could be a GA, but I really wanted to coach right then and get into it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I apply for Chowan University, however you said, they say it both ways there. But
is that in Tennessee?
No, it's a small Division II school in North Carolina.
Probably gonna think of Swanee.
Yeah, it's a small Murfreesboro, North Carolina. I'm talking about probably 2,000 people in the town, small town.
Right.
First job.
Murfreesboro, North Carolina.
That's love.
Let me ask you this. Like, so
2,000.
Wow, 2,000 people.
And 1,000 go to the school.
Oh, wow.
Shit.
So like you I mean, you already kind of made it clear, like, you knew that was gonna be your path, like going to coaching. I mean,
no, man. Actually, you know, I didn't for real. So as Coach Frmr was like the second or my third coach that was like, man, you know, you should coach. You know, Coach Roper was telling me that, you know, man, you should go coach, man. You always had a good influence on. And then when Coach Frmr was there, he seen me. He was like, man, you should coach.
Yeah.
And then Alvin Kamara was actually just enrolling at UT during that time. So I'm kind of around a little bit, seeing the behind the scenes, and just a little funny story. Like throughout my time playing, I would go meet with Coach Rope and Coach Cut. This when they were at Duke. So my last 2 years, I went to Duke for the bowl game and kind of job shadowed and seeing what the coaches did in the back behind the scenes, just because I always thought, you know, later on I think I might want to coach. And my cousin lived in Raleigh, so I used to actually go there after the season was over and see them with their bowl game prep. I stayed there for 3 days with the coaches before they left to the site and make sure I came back and did it 3 days again. So it was in my mind that I wanted to do it, and then I just took a leap of faith and said, man, I'm going to go out here and see. I'm going to go ahead and do it on my own and grind from the Division II and start. I mean, that was kind of sort of the journey.
I feel like, not for nothing, just sitting here listening to your story, I mean, I feel like it was almost like it was meant for you to do this. The way that you talk about your track coach, the way you talk about your coaching high school, playing football, doing the heavies, like all the coaches that you've been around, Coach Phil, you know, Lane, like you've always, I feel like throughout your career, you've had like an example of what, all right, you know what, these are some good coaches.
Yeah, well, I have some good X's O's coaches, but I also have some good coaches as far as building good personal relationships that, you know, like I said, as a young buck growing up in North Carolina, New Bern, like just sports actually let me see the world a little bit more. And then I always had great coaches behind me, pushing me, steering me in the right direction. So, when the opportunity came for me to coach, it was kind of, I always felt like I was a coach anyways. Like, I was lucky to be the captain on my teams in high school. I was a 3-time captain at Tennessee. So I was always in some way leading and influencing a team or a group of men anyway. So, that kind of came easy for me to do that I like the sport anyways. I always like to coach and tutor and tell guys, even my teammates or, if just the running backs and we're, because we used to do things like on Saturdays when nobody else was looking. All the running backs were going to come in. We just doing straight footworks and ladders, and we doing, that's what old school. You don't see that as much right now, coaches. But King, this was, we used to do this back in the day. Or for spring break, I wasn't going to spring break because Harry wasn't going. We got a week off. And we come back to spring ball, so I ain't about to go turn up and kick. I'm about to go.
You better go work.
So we used to do things like that. But it was always. We coaching each other up and things like that. So it was always a passion of mine to probably be a coach and to kind of lead young men and just continue to help.
Yeah.
So
That's what's up.
yeah. So just go from there. I went straight. And I didn't want to take too much time off. Coach Frmr always said, man, if you want to coach, go and start coaching now.
Yeah.
You always said that, man. Don't take a lot of time off. Just go and start coaching now.
Yeah.
And so in that 5-month span in between, am I going to go back to playing NFL or go do something else? I ended up being a coach.
So,
Okay.
So you got
That's what's up.
a bunch of stops. You started at Chowan, and then was Norfolk State was next.
Yep. So remember, as a coaching is a relationship business, man.
Right.
So that's when I told you, Coach Clausen and Coach Latrell Scott came. He brought Latrell Scott with him. That was a wide receiver coach from the University of Richmond. So now, fast forward, he's the head coach at Virginia State. And so we were in the same conference as Chowan, the Virginia State was. So I seen him on the sideline. We talked shopping up after the game. He's like, I think I'm about to get this D1 job. It was 1AA job. I want you to be my running back coach, if I do. So I'll go to the coaches convention. I meet with like Missouri for a GA spot and all that. I'm like, man, still, I don't want to be no GA, just in my mind, even though, that ain't a bad step to get into it. But my mind, I'm ready to coach.
Yeah.
And he actually got the job at Norfolk State, and he called me probably the next day. And so now I'm at Norfolk State as the running back coach. And then, the next year I kind of moved to wide receivers and special teams. And then Coach Kiffin got the job at FAU.
Right.
And that's why I said that's one of my guys. Like, I reached out to him. It's like, Coach, and he didn't even know I was coaching and stuff yet. You know what I mean? So that was kind of cool, man. And he actually offered me a job. And I'm like, Coach, I can't take that job, man. I got benefits and all that stuff going right now. He's like, all right, give me a week. And he literally almost created a new job for me. And I'm probably like one of the first QCs / strength coaches. So I actually went and got certified strength and conditioning. Yeah. And I actually, was like the second or third strength coach on that staff with Coach Love, who's great, who's a great strength coach. He was that Alabama coach. But Coach Love, on his staff, I was a strength coach. I got certified with strength and conditioning. So we had, Devin Singletary, Greg Howell, Karif White. We had 3 running backs at FAU that all went pro. You know what I mean? So early in the day, I would train the skill guys, and then I go upstairs and do all the football cut-ups and, do whatever cut-up the coach needed. I work with Kevin Smith, who's my boy. Kevin Smith's running back coach. So, so I'm working with, so I'm literally in the weight room and upstairs. So that was kind of a dope experience, man. I'm like literally one of the first QC / strength coaches in the game.
Damn. Y'all had him doing heavies down there?
Nah, hey, but Coach Love, I don't know. Wilson Love is crazy. I don't know if y'all ever seen him. He's the one like doing the game. They weren't doing heavies, but they were getting after it, though. They got after it.
No,
I didn't put him on my heavies yet. That's what I get my own show, King.
Heavies might not fly in college right now.
Coach Mo the head coach, you're going to be doing heavies.
With Coach Mo the head coach.
I'm still in heavies because we need it.
Heavies might not fly in college right
everybody
now.
Need it.
We need it.
It's a different era of ball out there.
You got to feel it, bro. You at least got to feel it.
You at least got to feel it.
That's funny, so that's real. Though.
Sweet gonna start doing heavies.
What? Heck yeah. I just got to find somebody. John, man gonna come with me.
No, that ain't safe. That ain't safe.
That ain't safe?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
He gonna pull up in Burks. He gonna pull up in Burks.
That ain't safe.
So 2 years Norfolk State, and then that 2017 season with Lane was a vibe. That's it. I told you we started off however we started.
Yeah.
We actually had a game, this team camaraderie and team building I just think dope. So that year we had Hurricane come to Florida and we played Wisconsin. This is one of the money games that we actually, lost to Wyoming for, but they were paying us to come up there. Yeah. And Wisconsin wanted that win. So they're like, man, look, we gonna pay for y'all to stay up here. We even treat it like it's a bowl game and give y'all a whole week of kicking it out here.
A whole week is crazy
because it was the hurricane coming. So they wanted to leave. We left a little early, and they're like, y'all got to stay up here till it's. So they laid a red carpet out for us, but also Coach Kiffin had like different things. We had different team functions and different things like that I really think. And we had great practices up there, man, when we stayed up there. Just a, kind of training camp. Sometimes you go away from your place. And it was like we had a week of doing that. And we came back, and I think we went down the rest of the year, man. So that was another little cool time where I seen Lane kind of mold the team. That's how I think we were 1-3. And we ain't lose again the rest of the year.
Let me ask you this, because like you've been in, you've seen both levels. I know you did the program up there with the Jets, right?
Mm-hmm. With the Jets and the Patriots.
Let me ask you, so what long term do you think you would prefer to be, in college, or is the goal still like even at this level, like I want to go to the league? Because I know like
coach,
we had a couple of Bates, and Bates like he just couldn't do college. Like he wanted to coach people that was already like that was there to work. Business man, to work.
So college, man, I guess that is the little predicament within college. So you get. When you're at the top level of college, man, most of those guys are business-minded to a certain extent, but it's not the NFL. Right. You know what I mean? So it's different. But as a coach, there's a little bit more molding at the college level. And that's what I really liked about being a college coach, because you go recruit these kids. These your kids you got for 4 years. Like, these your guys that you're, all my guys from Norfolk State, FAU, like, we still chop it up all the time. They asking me about stocks and things like that. But now, like, that's what's missing out of college. You don't really get that anymore with the guys leaving year after year. It's hard to really mold and build that relationship. Right. Because that's a critical stage from 18 to 21, 22. Like, you really, but now that part is kind of different in college football. So that was the extra bonus on top of you are with the elite athletes as well, but you had that extra part on top of it where, you also starting these relationships with the families where, now they're kind of part of your family where, the NIL and just the way the game now with the portal, it kind of changed that part of it. So I like both though, honestly, man. So now we're starting Pro RB Academy, man. I got like 4 or 5 pro running backs that I trained. Dante Miller, Kevin Harris, some of those guys. And, Jawan Jennings, I had him at Tennessee in 2018. Mm-hmm. So, this is an acronym. So we got Pro RB Academy. A lot of guys just think I'm only training running backs, RBs. But this is professional run and balance academy, receivers and ball carriers. And, RB is true. That's a true acronym. So it is for running backs, but it's for receivers and ball carriers. I've been a receiver coach as well, at University of Charlotte. So I've been a receiver coach as well. So I coach all skill. I coach tight ends, all those skills. So just so y'all know, it's not just for running backs. It's for receivers and ball carriers. So come get that work.
RB, receivers, and ball carriers.
Yeah, so come get that work. But no, man, I like all the levels, man. The league is different. But what's the difference between the league and college, like really being in the trenches? The college day is a lot more exciting. You got a lot more obstacles being thrown at your way because you might have, kids might have something going on with the family or it's different events. So with NFL is just
class.
They got class, but you get them in between class and you got to go to more booster events and you got to go recruit on Friday. Right. And so that part is different. So
it's a lot
college
more
is like a lifestyle where NFL is really your job and then you get to cut it all and then you on ball. So. Right. So being in the NFL locker room, it ain't as much going on throughout the day, but it's just straight ball. So that was cool, getting around that and just seeing guys straight ball and how everybody game plan and those different things and just the different nuances. So the buildings are different, but at the end of the day, the ball is the same, man. And I guess it's just the different levels of it. So, you can compare that to being, your upper echelon SEC teams, but just the way that the guys are working. But even at the league, man, you'll still see the rookies and those guys. They still need a lot more molding than what I remembered I needed, which I probably did as well. So that was kind of still cool getting there with the rookies like Jennings. I was just watching the Patriots game, and I see he's scoring touchdowns now. Yeah. He was a rookie from FAM, and he ain't know nothing about the league at the time. You know what I mean? Like, I meet with him and just going over, and that's cool to see him now. He learned to be a pro, and now he balling and playing. So those things, you still get those victories in the league as well, man. So I understand Bates.